Hi, thanks for joining. My name is Patty. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I show you how to use Stampin' Up! Products, and I have an online store that you can purchase. I have a website and where I blog, and I have all the instructions and the products and everything right there, and it's pspapercrafts.com. So if you want to watch this video and you don't have to worry about writing everything down, you can just head over there and I'll have all the instructions right there for you. pspapercrafts.com. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this card. I made my own background using the Lovely You stamp, and I love their sentiments. I just love that it's a mix of print and script, and I think they're really pretty. I made a couple of other cards, the last few on my blog, where I have Cherished Friend and Miles Apart but Still in My Heart. And this one I also did Cherished Friend. I'm going to make another card with a different sentiment today, though. I'm going to follow the same pattern here, but just use a different sentiment. And this also has a coordinating punch, which we'll use, and it's a pretty cool punch. It gives you two different styles of punch, and this is called the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. So it has three sizes. I hope you could see this. It might be better this way. It might not be so shiny. I don't know. But depending on how wide your strip is, you can get the two different looks. So I used this one for the white and then this one for the blue. I'm also using in colors, all of them except for Cinnamon Cider. I just wanted to have, play with some of the new in colors. So I really love the Misty Moonlight, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, and then the last one is the Cinnamon Cider. So let's get started. I have my pieces cut, and the base is the Misty Moonlight. And let me just get my white paper, my Whisper White cardstock, and we'll start with our stamping. And when you make your own background, you want to start with the bigger stamp, the bigger image first, and then fill in with the smaller images. So the first one I'm going to do is the flower in Bumblebee. And really the flower and these leaves are both about the same size, so you just pick one. So let me put this aside, and we're just going to randomly stamp this, and there's no rhyme or reason. Just, turn it around, have it go in different directions, and you don't want to have too many of them because you do want to have room for your other images. So we're done with that. We'll close this up, and actually on the inside I'll show you we have just a couple. So while I have it out, let me just do the inside as well. So let me just get two of these done. We'll do one up here and then one down a little bit. We'll put this aside and close this up now. And then we'll close this so we could use it as a guide. The next color I'm going to use is the Just Jade. Now with the Just Jade, I did this as well as this, and I stamped off first for this one to get a lighter color. And that's a good way to get two different shades of the same color, and it kind of extends your stamps a little bit. It lets you look like you have more, not your stamps, but your inks. Looks like you have more ink than you think you have. So see that? It's dark and then it's light. So you have to just remember to stamp off first. I always kind of talk to myself as I'm doing it, so I remember. And it's not the end of the world if you don't do that. So we'll do those, and then I'm going to keep this out, and we'll do these leaf images, and we'll just go right on. And I'm kind of copying what I had before, but it doesn't have to be exactly this way. I'm just trying to put them in the same kind of places. And let me just get another one right, just a part of a leaf. And I do like to go off the sheet. That is a nice look. It just is easy on the eyes. So the next one we'll do is the Magenta Madness. And this is a very bright color, and it's really very pretty. It just adds a lot of brightness and cheer to your images. So we'll just go around and see, isn't it pretty? It's just filling in so nicely here. Okay, and I also have this on the inside layer, so while we're here, let's just get this one up here. And then we'll put this one away. This is one of those colors that you don't want to get anywhere. The reds are really make it tough if you get it on something, your hands or whatever. And then the last one is the Misty Moonlight. Now I'm doing this by stamping off first as well, because I didn't want such a dark blue. I mean, it would be okay. So I'll stamp off, and I'm now just going to fill in the white areas. And I just want to stamp off first. And I like to just have a little piece of it coming off the page. And I think that might be good. Okay, so I am done. Let me leave this out because I'm going to do my sentiment with this. So the sentiment I have is, which one did I have? I think it's love is what makes us family. And I cut this strip, it's a 3/4 of an inch wide, and I just cut it bigger than the stamp. Now this is longer than the Cherished Friend, and I just want to do it on my grid paper. I'm lining up the bottom of the stamp to see how straight it is. That just is a guide for me on how to hold it. Okay, and then I'll also do the inside. And the inside I have, what is it? I don't have my stickers on, so Wildly Grateful. So the same thing. I want to look at the bottom with my grid paper and see if it's straight. See, that one's a little crooked, so now I know to tilt it this way. There we go. So that's just what I do. I need to put my stickers on, and that will help. So I'm just going to tilt it a little this way and hope for the best. That looks good. Okay, so I think we're done with the stamping. Let's start doing the punching. So on this one, I'm punching this kind of more squarish one. And I like to just feed it in. So let me just show you how this works. It has a lock in the back, and it just closes it up so you can store it, and then when you unlock it, it opens it. And I like to feed it in the back, so I'm doing this one. So I like to have it where the writing is facing down, and I like to look in the back. I feed it all the way in, and I want to make sure that it's lined up on both edges, and just punch it. And then I'll feed in the other side. Same thing. And if it's not the exact width of this area, it's okay. You just have to feed it in. You can really, as long as it's not too big, you can feed in any size. So I just want to make sure it's lined up top to bottom okay. And there we have it. So now we have that. And then the blue piece is 1 inch. And it's a little bit longer. So I think I started with, I don't have the right ruler here. I think this was 3.5 and this might be 4 or 4 1/4. And I may have to cut it down more. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to feed it in this one all the way to the edge. And let's see how long it is. So I will probably have to cut it a little bit. So let me just get my snips and just cut it a little bit. You want to have it a little bit longer than you need because it is going to punch it off. And then we'll feed it in right in there. And see, it does move back and forth, so you really have to make sure that it's straight in there. So let's see how that looks. There we go. That looks good, right? Okay. Now what we want to do is wrap our ribbon around. So I have my card base, I have my layer, and before I adhere it, I want to put my ribbon around. And this is the in color ribbon. So everything is kind of matched up. That's the one thing I love about Stampin' Up. Your ink, your paper, your ribbon, your dots, everything coordinates, and it just makes it very easy to make a card when everything is thought out for you. So let's get this, and I just use Scotch tape. You can use whatever kind of adhesive you want, and instead of wrapping the whole thing around, I like to just put some Scotch tape on the back. Saves me on my ribbon. And just go around here. And put it back here. Okay, now I can put this down. And I have it, usually I have a border around the whole thing, but this one I wanted to have end to end. So I'm going to use, I'm back to my liquid glue, which, let me just get it. I like using liquid glue because it just gives you that little bit of time to position it. So I'm just going to go around the edges here. And then, as I said, it goes end to end. So I want to make sure the top and the bottom border are about the same. And just lay the whole thing down. Now this does give you a second to kind of make sure it's all even. Okay. I think I'm going to put a glue dot underneath this because it seems to be moving around a little bit. So I'll just take a glue dot and just peel it off. You could use a tool if you want. I'm just going to stick it under there. And it will be hidden by the label here. So let's just put this together. I love these colors. I love this magenta madness. I really wasn't sure if I would like it because it's a little bright for me, but it really just a little bit will pop on whatever project you have. So that looks good. And let's get our dimensionals, and we'll put this up on dimensionals. Gotta love the dimensionals, right? You know, I don't know if you watched my video a week or so ago. I was really struggling with my dimensionals. You know what my problem was? I was trying to take them off from the back. And they're not cut on the back. They're on this side. So for some reason, I kept pulling them out here, and I was struggling with it. So it's those things that drive me crazy. And but I figured it out as soon as I used them on my next project. I was like, oh, that's my problem. So I don't know if you ever run into those things. It just didn't click with me at all. But oh well. That is life. So I just want to center this. I'm going to move it a little bit to the left, center it on the ribbon, but I want to have a bow here, so I'm just leaving it over just a tad. So let me get my ribbon and just make a bow. So we'll just tie a quick bow here and get it all nice and pretty. This ribbon is really nice too. It really is very soft and easy to make a ribbon with, or a bow with. Okay, we're done. So let's just cut up a little bit and try to match it up. This is where I struggle. I don't know why, but I just always struggle with that. And then I'm going to get another glue dot and just put this on the back of my ribbon, my bow, and stick it, oops, it stuck to my finger. Okay, and stick it right here. I'm not going to stick it on the label because it's a little bit high, and I just figured it would be nice right here. And then I just want to put some of these in color gems. Now a lot of people have been struggling with the gems where the top comes off of it. And what I found is if you just bend it so that it pops off, you'll hear it pop, and then you go under it with your Picket tool. Because I think the top and the bottom are coming apart from each other. So I'll just put one right here, and then as I said, I'm just going to bend it until it pops up to get underneath it, and I'm putting it in the center of some of the flowers. And this is the same color, the Misty Moonlight. So I only have 2 of these showing. In my last card I had more. So let me just pop it up, get under it. So there you have it. And let's put the inside in. That would be helpful, right? Put this in. See, I got a little bit of red, the Magenta Madness on the back. But that's okay, because it's on the back. And again, on the inside, I did the same thing. I went side to side instead of having a border around the whole piece. I wanted it to match the front. So aren't they pretty? I think they're very bright and cheerful, and I love them. So thanks for joining me, and check out my blog, pspapercrafts.com. You can shop there. There's an online store. Get all the measurements and everything you need. You guys have a good day. Thank you. Bye.